This story gets even stranger. Yesterday, two Republican senators, John Thune, John Barrasso, both claimed they had 20-minute phone calls with Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell, who's been in the hospital for almost a month. Scott Jennings, CNN, made the exact same claim. And I think I just assumed, like most normal people, that today we'd get like a video from the senator from the hospital thanking people for the support, the prayers, and letting them know that he's doing okay. But that didn't happen. And the question is why? Where is Mitch McConnell? What is going on?
So Mitch McConnell might be brain dead, but the press and the Republican Party are hiding it. And a bunch of GOP senators and Scott Jennings are obviously lying about it. But that was Newsmax host Rob Finnerty. Even right-wingers are like, no, this is nonsense. Totally, utterly not true. Where the hell is this guy? Wait till you find out why they're hiding his condition. Anna, tell us more.
So there are several conservatives, Republicans who are pretty furious about what's going on here. And honestly, Jake, it's not that shocking. Think about how furious Democrats were. By the way, we were also furious when it was abundantly clear that Dianne Feinstein, a Democratic senator, was in no condition to remain in the Senate. She was literally being wheelchaired onto the Senate floor by Nancy Pelosi's daughter. She was suffering from, Alzheimer's. She was just in really bad shape, and we were upset because we should have representation in Congress, and a senator who's unable to represent us should not be in Congress. So with that in mind, let's go to some of the other conservative commentators and figures and hear what they have to say. So fellow Newsmax host Carl Higbee says, Republicans are doing the same BS with McConnell that Dems did with Biden. No one has actually spoken to him. They are just trying to carry this on to keep Thomas Massie from running for his seat. And I think there's a lot of truth behind that. Now, there are other Republicans speaking out. Let's just quickly go to Benny Johnson. Next video.
They're saying the exact same thing. Here we go. I spoke with McConnell this morning for just shy of 20 minutes about Iran, Ukraine, and the unfolding situation in Maine. Did you? Well, that seems to be also exactly what other reporters are saying. John Thune said McConnell and him spoke yesterday. They had lengthy and substantive conversations on topics of national security. Senate GOP leaders say they've spoken with Senator McConnell on the phone for about 20 minutes. And we talked about Ukraine. Senator Barrasso and Senator McConnell had lengthy conversation this afternoon. Their call lasted roughly 20 minutes. It's just the exact same thing. It's like a template that they sent out. I don't believe it. It's like, okay, if he's this with it, then why not just have him do a phone interview? He could call into this program. Why doesn't, if Mitch McConnell called into CNN right now, if he's this cogent and this sharp, just have him call into CNN.
So that's Benny Johnson. He gets the hunch. Obviously, the individuals who claim that they've been speaking with the senator are lying. Glenn Beck is another person who's demanding evidence. Let's take a quick look at that.
I had a 20-minute conversation with Mitch McConnell last night. No, I didn't. Okay? No, I didn't. Because I could have a conversation. I had a great 20-minute conversation with Joe Biden yesterday. And you know what it was? And you're wearing shoes today. That's nice. Your shoes. Oh, I'm wearing shoes today. You can have a 20-minute conversation with Joe Biden. You can have a 20-minute conversation with Mitch McConnell. But when did the GOP become the same people that we've been complaining about? Do you not remember what we've been saying for the last 5 years about people like, I just talked to Joe Biden. He's great. And now you're doing it? What's wrong with you?
Apparently, some on the right are starting to realize that we live under a uniparty. But let's get to what Ken Klippenstein is reporting. He says, under Kentucky law, if McConnell is declared unfit for office before August 3rd, there's a special election to fill out his term. After that date, the seat sits empty until whoever wins November's already scheduled race is sworn in on January 3rd. So a longtime Capitol Hill source told Ken that congressional Republicans don't want to risk a special election, fearing GOP voters might nominate a MAGA candidate over someone friendlier to their party establishment. Now, right now, MAGA has become the party establishment, right? Because Trump has totally pivoted to neoconservative, traditional Republican garbage without actually being a conservative. But nonetheless, fewer than 5% of patients McConnell's age survive an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest, and most survivors suffer lasting brain damage. And in regard to those who are calling for some proof, some investigations, just to figure out what's going on, you literally have the governor of Kentucky, Andy Beshear, issuing the following statement. As governor and a fellow public official who understands the commitment we've made to the people we serve, I am requesting the senator provide an update on his current health status. Allowing speculation to continue in the media is not fair to the senator or to Kentuckians. And my hope is that this provides him the opportunity to share the information in a transparent manner, direct from the source. I wish him a safe and speedy recovery. But, I look, on one hand, Cenk, I get the fury because we felt it ourselves when it came to Biden, when it came to Dianne Feinstein. But I wasn't fully black-pilled when I felt that fury, and now I am. And now I see Congress for what it is, which is a giant waste of our time and resources. They get nothing done. They're totally useless. The only thing they do is constantly put their stamp of approval on pork for their donors, and usually that's in the form of defense contractors, pharmaceutical companies, and oil companies, and Israel, of course. But aside from that, what have they done for us? When was the last time Congress legitimately did something that significantly benefited the lives of ordinary Americans?
Yeah. Well, I was so black-pilled against Joe Biden that I ran against him. I was like, this is insane. He's not functional. He's obviously senile. And everybody's like, oh, you're trying to help Donald Trump. I'm like, no, I'd like someone with a brain so that they could beat Donald Trump. No, we don't want to beat Donald Trump. Why don't you want to beat Donald Trump? Oh, no, you're supporting the senile guy. It's absurd. It's absurd. By the way, good people believe that. Why did they believe that? Because our entire system is structured to get you to bow your head to the powerful. So if you're, if Biden or Dianne Feinstein is senile or has dementia on the Democratic side, shut up. Don't ask any questions. Well, who's the president? Who's actually running the country? Who was the governor? Who was the senator from California? Right now, who's the senator from Kentucky? Because it isn't Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell's not voting. He's not making any decisions. These same 20-minute conversations are such obvious propaganda. By the way, let's note for the record that the people that say that they had the conversations with Mitch McConnell are enormous supporters of Israel. Now, you say, wait a minute, Cenk, why is that relevant in this story? Well, if they have a special election, Tom Massey runs. He's from Kentucky. They don't want that at all. Even if it's symbolic, even if it's for a small period of time, they're like, no. And besides which, who are all the senators anyway? They apparently don't make any decisions. That's why when Feinstein or McConnell are incapacitated, nothing changes. Whoever's actually in charge of their office puts out the same policies that they would otherwise, does the same exact things. And Feinstein was wheeled around, and McConnell was for a while too. And then you saw with your own eyes, McConnell would freeze up every once in a while. He kept falling over and getting concussed all the way back to 2023. And they just keep wheeling them around and go, okay, press this one, McConnell. Press this for Israel Feinstein. Press this for Big Pharma. Press this for Big Oil and defense contractors. So these are senators and representatives are widgets. They're not independent decision makers. They're very lowly servants for the donor class. That's why when they are, even if they're brain dead, the donor goes, who cares? That's even better for us. We don't want them thinking on their own. We want them to follow their goddamn orders. And whether it's Mitch McConnell or his, bitch that works for him, that's his chief of staff or whatever, press the goddamn button. Shut up and do as the donors tell you. And now McConnell goes, okay, if he's still alive. I mean, they're turning our democracy. The people who, oh my God, I'm so worried about Trump, I'm worried about democracy. I was worried about Trump, that's why I did what I did. But don't tell me you're worried about democracy and you think it's no big deal that a senator that is not functional is still pretending to be functional. Then you don't care about our democracy and they're widgets. You know they're waiters and waitresses for the rich and the powerful that have completely bought our Congress. So this is just they've turned it into a sick farce. And in moments like this, they start to rub it in our face. Ha ha, you have no representatives. You have no democracy. All you have is a bunch of wealthy people who bought all of Congress and who bought all the media to tell you, oh yeah, this is not a play. No, you're not at the theater. No, this is real life. They are having debates. They have different ideologies and principles. The whole thing's a goddamn joke.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.